Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a controversial view. Today we're going to be talking about The Bodyguard. Now, my history with this film is I saw this on home video when it came out on home video, like just about everyone else who didn't see it in the theaters. Of course, this was the top movie of 1992, and probably has the, not probably, it is the best selling soundtrack of all time by 10 million albums. The second best selling album of all time is Saturday Night Fever from the Bee Gees. And this has it beat by 10 million. Wow. When Joe originally brought this up to me, I was like, is this really all that controversial? I mean, a little bit, but it can't be that controversial. And then I started reading about the film and doing my own research. And yes, this movie is definitely controversial. So let's figure out what that controversy is. I want to start with a few little things um, that are a little controversial. I'm not meaning to downplay anything, but once I get to the main controversy, you'll understand why things are the way they are. One of the crew actually died during filming. He got pinned between a forklift or something like that I read. I thought that was terrible. Whitney Houston suffered a miscarriage and was actually recovering for a few weeks during this filming, and that's just terrible. Of course, this is the best selling soundtrack of all time, just like I just said, and it has Saturday Night Fever beat by 10 million records. That's a lot. But I do remember hearing this all the time on the radio. I mean, I Will Always Love You was a number one song, and they played it so much on the radio that it was just crazy. As well as all of the other songs practically on this soundtrack as well. Now, Kevin Costner is the one that picked up this script, and he is basically the one we had to thank for this film. He is actually the one who campaigned for Whitney Houston to play Rachel, and I think it was a good choice. Now, I, of course, read that there were a lot of people who auditioned for it. Cyndi Lauper, I think, was one of them. Pat Benatar, Dolly Parton. There was a whole bunch of people that auditioned for it. The only one he denied an audition to was Madonna, because apparently in her book, she had made a wisecrack against him, so he kind of, I guess, used that to get her back. I don't know. But he is a fantastic actor, one of the best in Hollywood, I would say. I mean, maybe not my favorite, but you can't deny his talent. Now, this is where the controversy really comes in. Now, Costner and Whitney Houston's on screen love affair was controversial at the time, of course, being an interracial couple, but it was more controversial when it was pitched in the 70s. This movie was actually pitched and rejected 67 times. And when they finally did find someone, it was originally supposed to be Steve McQueen and Diana Ross. And unfortunately, that didn't come to be because they found that it would be too controversial in the early 70s for a black and white couple to exist on screen. And we've come a long way since then. Then in the late 70s, it was picked up again with Ryan O'Neal and Diana Ross being the couple. But apparently, they were together and they split, citing irreconcilable differences. And from there, the project was scrapped. And like I said, 67 times this was pitched and rejected, which is absolutely crazy. Now, this could have gotten they could have gotten around this by hiring a white singer, but I'm glad they didn't, because I'm glad they stuck with the original source material. And I know that when Costner read the script, he loved it. And he was, I think, originally he came across the script while he was filming Silverado, which is a great film too. But this movie is absolutely fantastic. It had been years since I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it a few times, but watching it now, learning about the controversy and the different things that happened during filming, it really makes you think about the way things were and how far we've come since then. So, yeah, definitely check out The Bodyguard. I'm not going to say don't watch it. This is a great film and it deserves to be seen. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good mix up of subgenres of film. I mean, you have a love story, you have some horror elements, some action adventure, some drama. So it's got pretty much everything, which is why the movie did so well. And don't forget to check out Joe's controversial view for The Bodyguard. And remember, guys, well, before I get to that, I will say the last bit of controversy. I knew I had this film in the house somewhere, I just couldn't find it. So I went out to a thrift store and I found it on VHS. And when Joe and I watched it, I watched this VHS and was instantly brought back to the first time I saw it on home video, which is cool. And that leads us into physical media matters. I was lucky to find it. And until next time, guys, peace.